for today is from news. A few days ago, I was listening to Voice of America, and there was a section, very short one, about Iraq. And it was talking specifically about the crisis that happened between Kurdistan regime and the central federal regime in Baghdad. So there was an audio recording, and I thought that introducing this audio recording to you, but before I introduce this audio, I dedicated the first section of the video for today to introduce a few vocabulary so you can study them, memorize them, learn them, and then you navigate the recording, the audio recording, much easier. The first word that we have that we usually hear in news is the word authority, and authority is having the power to control something or to control society, and it's usually this power is given to the government to control people. The second expression that we have, well, first, authority is authority, and it's spelled that way. The second word is to destabilize. Destabilize is a verb, and it's usually derived from the word stabilize, but it's the opposite meaning. Stabilize means to get things settled. Destabilize is to cause something to be unable to function or to work properly or to exist. Autonomous regime. Autonomous regime is the power that is given to a specific political or government party to control itself by itself without the interference of the federal government. So autonomous is an adjective, and it means that it has the power to write or to govern itself. The next word that we have is that was common recently in news is the word referendum. Referendum is an election in which people are asked to vote with or against a particular political or social issue. The next word that we have is the word deliver and delivery. And delivery is the act of taking something to a person or dropping it off at someone or someplace. The last word that we have for today is the word binding. And binding means requiring something to do something. Binding. Okay? The next part that we have for today is an audio listening practice. I really encourage you to listen carefully to the recording. And when you listen, try to listen multiple times. Try to listen to how the speaker says the word. And then try to imitate it. Imitate is to say something exactly the way the speaker has said in order to get it correctly pronounced. If you get this practice correctly and you keep working on this kind of exercises, your language will become very much better in terms of accuracy and in terms of fluency. So there are two sections or two gauges to ensure that your language is on the proper track, and that is fluency and accuracy. Accuracy is how much you're accurate on a certain amount of words you say, and fluency is how much you're fluent or speaking fast with the presence of accuracy during that period of time. Thank you so much again. Please stay tuned for the second part of the audio so you get the chance to listen carefully to that report, and maybe you can share some of your thoughts about the report down below. This is Walid from the Global Language Center in Baghdad, Arasat, and hope to see you in another video. Thank you so much, and have a good day.
The Iraqi government has placed a ban on international flights to airports in the country's Kurdish area. The flight ban is the clearest evidence of increased tensions between Iraq's central government and the Kurdish area. On Monday, Iraqi Kurds approved a referendum on independence, which the central government strongly opposes. The Kurds have ruled an autonomous area within Iraq since a United States-led coalition ousted Saddam Hussein in 2003. In the referendum on Monday, 92.7% of voters supported a measure proposing creation of an independent Kurdish state. The results are not binding, but they are the first step in a process that leads to independence. 2 days later, Iraq's parliament called the referendum vote unconstitutional. The lawmakers asked Prime Minister Haider al-Abadi to send troops to Kurdish-held Kirkuk to take control of its oil fields. They also urged him to enforce a decision to dismiss Kirkuk's governor for holding the vote. The Iraqi parliament told the 34 countries with diplomatic offices in Kurdistan to close them down. It also called for the deployment of forces to areas that had been under Iraqi government control before Islamic State forces captured Mosul in June 2014. We will enforce federal authority in the Kurdistan region, and we already have started doing that, the Prime Minister said. The Iraqi government had given the Kurdistan regional government until 1800 hours local time to surrender control of its international airports at Erbil and Sulaymaniyah. But KRG officials said they would not obey the order. The Reuters news agency reports that at least 2 European carriers, Lufthansa and Austrian Airlines, will be canceling flights to Erbil this weekend. But the Associated Press reports that the director of Erbil Airport said military, humanitarian, and diplomatic flights from the airport will continue. Humanitarian workers say the flight cancellations could harm the area's 1.6 million refugees and displaced people. In a statement, Abadi said central government control of air and land ports in the area is not meant to starve and prevent the delivery of supplies to the Kurds. In recent days, the Prime Minister has said he received calls from leaders from Britain, France, Iran, and Turkey. His Twitter account said they all expressed support for Iraqi unity. Turkey faces armed opposition from Kurdish separatists at home. The Turkish government has threatened to restrict oil sales to the Kurdish area, a move that could hurt its economy. The United States has said the Kurdish movement in Iraq could destabilize the area and hurt the war effort against IS forces. I'm Susan Shand.